Good morning, everybody. It's getting close to 7 o'clock in the morning, 22nd of April here. So I am in Georgia, and I have been given the keys to my very own UAZ Bukhanka van. It's fully decked out with all of the camping equipment I will need for the next 10 days. And I've woken up this morning in the middle of a park, I suppose you would call it. It's just outside of Tbilisi city, so the capital of Georgia. And this is the van. We're going to take a closer look at it this morning. I'd just like to give you a little bit of a run through of what the van features. So they are still producing these in Russia, in a town about 2 hours outside of Moscow, I believe. And this particular van, I think, is a 2020 or 2021 model. So you can see that it still looks pretty old school, but it's actually, well, very, very near new. I like the colour of it. I think the grey looks quite good. What else can I tell you about it? So we've got barn doors on the rear that open up. Open the latch there, and both doors open, and you've actually got little pins to hold the doors at the back there, hold them open. For the keen-eyed viewers, you would have seen that there's two fuel fillers. There's one on this side and one on the other side. Now, how this system works is this side, the driver's side, is a 50-litre tank, and this is the primary tank. And on the opposite side is a 25-litre tank, and that's the secondary tank. But how the system actually runs is that in the center display here, actually, let me put the key in 1 second. In the center display, you can see on the left-hand side, we've got the petrol gauge, and that petrol gauge shows us how much fuel is in the primary tank. Now, there is a switch that you can toggle, but all the switch does is changes the display and shows you how much is in the secondary tank. So I've been recommended, just keep an eye on the primary tank, and whenever it starts to go down, top up the secondary, and once you fill the secondary tank, it will then automatically fill the primary tank. So there's no real need to fill both tanks. You just fill the one side, and then there's a fuel pump that moves all of the fuel back into the primary tank. So these vans come in four-wheel drive, and I think that's probably their main selling point. You can see the angles here, so the front wheels are quite far forward, and the engine is actually between the driver and the passenger under the turtle shell here. So we'll have a look at the engine a little bit later too. Now, 5-speed manual. This is the handbrake here, so you push it button down, push forward, and that turns the handbrake off. What else is there? There's no tachometer or anything like that. You just get a speedo in the middle. That's it. Buttons here. This is for lights. This is to change the display of the fuel gauge. Fog lights if you've got them. Front fans and rear fans, and that's it. We've got a USB plug here with voltage, so USB Type A, but 3.2 it looks like. And yeah, pretty basic sort of setup. We've got some manual window cranks here too, which is good. They're very reliable. What else can I tell you? Around on this side, we'll see if I left it unlocked. I did. This is the setup for 4x4. So what Andreas has got for me here is that you can pull this piece of string out and see if you are in 4x4 or not. So you can see I am in 4x4 at the moment. So this is the 4x4 lever. There's no play in it. And this is the high and low range selector. So at the moment, I think this is in high. Further to the left will be neutral, and then there'll be a low as well. Let's have a look under the turtle shell. Let's figure this out. There we go. Over. 4-cylinder, 2.7 litre. It looks like it's 16 valve as well. And air filter down underneath, which Andreas told me is quite difficult to change. Radiator, no overflow bottle. It does have power steering. There is no air conditioning, but you do have a heater that is in the center of the console here as well. These vans have gone through, have had a number of different engines fitted to them, and Andreas tells me that the dimensions for the engine bay have never actually been changed or updated from the original models, and they've just tacked on a power steering unit and things like that, so it's getting quite cramped in that engine bay now. In the back, again, I've got all the camp gear that I'll need. So there's a compressor in here to put some air in the tires, water for hand washing, shovel, water. I bought some groceries. He has also installed a 12-volt fridge, so I've got some beers in here and nice iced tea that I'll have this morning, and my unmade bed. So sorry Mum, haven't made my bed yet, but that's all right. And I have been planning my journey for the rest of the day. Andreas left me some snacks as well, which is lovely. Now, the thing that I love about this van is that I'm a somewhat tall guy. I'm about 6'1", and I can fit so comfortably in the back here and just have heaps and heaps of luggage as well. So we've got a mattress here. I fit on this mattress perfectly. Still 2 more seats, then you've got driver, passenger. We've got room for the fridge, and we have storage underneath the bed as well. Okay, so plan for today. I am roughly half an hour outside of Tbilisi, so I'm roughly here on the map. And the plan is to drive along main road to Dmanisi, number 8, and have a stop here. And there's something that I would like to have a look at today. And tonight we'll just continue down and go to Dmanisi. So they like their ECs in this country for sure. Dmanisi. I'm going to try and organise to stay in her guest house tonight, if that is available too. I think that will be nice. I've been hiking for the last 4 days and having showers, you know, just a few litres of hot water strapped onto the back of the van, and just the water running onto you. So I think a nice bed and a nice shower would be good. I'm very keen to see what Georgia has to offer. I'm probably going to be more focused in travelling the south and the east side of Georgia. Now, it's not a big country, but I'm also not here for a super long time as well. So, 10 days, if I could get 20 days, that would be awesome, but we have to work and things like that. So, this is the holiday. Bloody dream. We're on the highway, lads. 5th gear. I don't have a tachometer, so I don't know how many revs it's turning. But sitting at an indicated 80 kilometers an hour. I'm getting overtaken, but it seems to be pretty comfortable here, so I'll just leave her here and people can go around me. Just left the town of Koda. I've negotiated my first Georgian roundabout, which just seems to be go whenever you want. Just the only rule is don't go too fast because somebody else is going faster than you. Took a right turn and it looks like we're in the countryside a little bit now. It's instantly more greener, less cars on the road, less people behind me because I'm going I'm going pretty steady, just getting a feel for the car, you know, and everything. Looks very lovely out here though. Looks a little bit like Gatton, actually, in Queensland with the fields either side of the road. But it's great. UAZ has been awesome. I've been sitting in pretty much fourth gear through the town. And yeah, one thing is, steering wheel isn't straight. And Andrea said that's just a factory extra, mate. That is just how they come. They just throw the steering wheel on and they roll it off the assembly line. So all right, already into a bit of off-roading. I'm in four-wheel drive, getting to the location that apparently is the parking area for this spot. It's already pretty treacherous, so I don't know if I've come in from the wrong side or if this is just what's expected, but it's very exciting already, no doubt. Oh, I need both hands. The Bukhanka does it. I don't know if the camera caught the depth of all of that, but that was a very muddy track, so quickly slipped it into 4x4. I kept it in high, and she was happy. First gear all the way up, slid around a bit, tried not to look over the edge, but yeah, all good. So this is the nice camping parking spot that Andreas told me about. So I'm going to take a layer off, get some water, and go for a walk. I don't know exactly what we'll be looking at. Some ruins, I think. So yeah, cool. Oh wow, these must be the Samshvilde castle ruins. First settled in the 3rd century BC, Samshvilde has seen many transformations over the centuries before being abandoned in the 13th century. Archaeologists have uncovered remnants of a water supply system as well as coins and artifacts, evidence that this area once thrived with life. Today, research and excavations continue, shedding new light on the fortress's rich and complex history. Excavations here have revealed that between the 10th and mid-11th centuries, Samshvilde served as the capital of the Armenian kings and was a vital commercial hub in the Caucasus region. So these are archaeological trenches here. And Andreas was telling me that they found, I think it was human remains from a very, very long time ago. Next to the fortress stands the ruined Sioni church, built in the 8th century and was once the centerpiece of early medieval Georgian Christianity. Though only parts of the eastern wall remain, its location on a rocky cliff overlooking the river hints at its former grandeur. Very impressive how much of it is still here, considering its age. I'm unsure of how much it has been restored. But these are quite tall walls. Oh. And you'd actually be able to get out of the weather too in here, if you really needed to. Look at that. Got a couple of portraits here as well. I always try and imagine what it would be like living in something like this. So right now it's a fairly warm day. I don't even need a jumper on, but as soon as you get in between these bricks, and the temperature just drops so much. So I couldn't imagine what it would be like in the middle of winter here. And that actually looks like on the other side, it looks fairly well preserved too. So let's go and have a look in there. I wonder what sort of conflicts erupted in here too. If any, of course. Again, very well preserved. People have left some items behind here. I love how all of this is just available to everybody to go and have a look inside. So the end point that I'm walking to is supposed to be a panorama of the entire valley, and you should be able to see everything from there. But I think those churches and that ruined castle is worth that very short trek. That's very cool. I really like the fact that all of that is still open and available for people to go and look at. I feel like that in more restrictive countries, they wouldn't even let you walk down here. They'd say, no, closed for preservation. So I can really appreciate that Georgia leaves all that open for people to go and see. Ooh. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that, lads. That is impressive. I've made it. Looks pretty good to me. Very easy trek, very, very easy. If there was any more water, it would be a bit muddier, but I think anybody would manage to do that. Nice. Thank you, Andreas, for the recommendation. This is nice.
Hello! Hello, Australia.
We've made it back to the beast. She's still here. That's good. I did ask Andreas if I need to be concerned about, people breaking in or smashing windows or anything like that. And he said, no. He said, do the standard things of not leaving, 100 lari notes on the dashboard, but if it's yours and nobody else is going to touch it. So that's good, I think. Alright, so next destination I have plugged in is an archaeological site at Dmanisi, we'll just say, which is fairly close to where I'll be staying tonight. So tonight I've organised to go to the cheese factory at about 3 PM today, and Nona there is going to host me in her guest house. We're about an hour away from the archaeological site, and it looks also like there's a castle or something close by too. Andreas's guidebook said that there's human remains in there that are over 2 million years old. Let's get driving, let's go and have a look. I just drove through the town and there were a few gentlemen sitting down at the bus stop, and I gave them a big, how you going, lads? And they all went, hello. I bet they're just thinking, who the f*** was that? Why is he in an old Russian van? And why does he sound like that? Probably more importantly. Anyway, you gotta have a bit of fun. And you gotta not grind third gear as well. Getting into the twisties now, boys. I've got the vehicle for it. Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at the front. We've got the Ford Transit, then me. And I think I know who's got the coolest van. Alright. We're at the Dmanisi castle, or maybe church ruins. There are certainly fortifications in front of me. Let me show you. Those ones. Looking out on the valley. Couple of beautiful stone buildings. Now there's no entry fee here. You just push the gate open and in you come. Wow. High above the rivers of southern Georgia lies the Dmanisi fortress, an ancient stronghold with layers of history stretching from the Bronze Age to the medieval period. Once thought to be a small site, recent discoveries revealed it to be one of the largest fortified settlements in the South Caucasus. Beneath its ruins, archaeologists unearthed hominin fossils nearly 1.8 million years old, some of the earliest evidence of human migration out of Africa. We're going to see how high we can get, lads, to the top of these fortifications. I think it should be a pretty good view. The fortress here was strategically built at the meeting point of two rivers, protected by steep natural gorges and thick stone walls. Within its massive enclosure, archaeologists have found signs of seasonal settlement, hints of a vibrant community tied to trade, agriculture and defence. The site's layered history reflects centuries of cultural shifts from ancient tribal societies to Christian kingdoms. Its unique combination of medieval ruins and world-famous fossil finds makes it a place where the stories of humanity and civilization intertwine. I can't help but to think, that there's no way up. No, there is. To think about the man hours and the labour that would have gone into constructing something like this. To cart the stones up, to put it all together, and somebody had to be a project manager for that and organise the people to do it all. Now, as with most things I go and do, don't know if you're allowed up here. There were no signs saying you can't be in here though, so we'll just keep rocking. Oh. If only I had a drone and it wasn't stuck in a canyon in Kazakhstan. That'd be pretty sweet.
Flashback.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. I've lost it. Oh well. That'll be the end of the drone then, Dan. So pretty much 360 degrees view. I mean, it is. Got some mountains up over there, but do you know how good it feels that there's no other tourists here? There's not a single person bothering me. Nobody offering me anything. Nobody trying to sell me anything. Nobody telling me where I can and can't go. It's tourist freedom, I would call it. You can just be a tourist and get around. I mean, it's open for everybody, but there's no buses with 40, 50, 60 people turning up and crowding the place, and there's no shop vendors that have seen 1 million tourists in the space of a month and they're sick of seeing you. I mean, there's nobody to serve you anything here, but if you're self-sufficient, I think this is pretty great. This is a pretty good time to be here. As you can see, I'm just in a t-shirt. I'm getting a little bit burnt, but it's not too cold at this elevation, and at this time of day it is about 1:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, making my way back down. We have to get to Nona's by 3 p.m. That's the time she's expecting me, so I don't want to be late or to disappoint anybody. So we'll get our skates on. The cheese factory in Dmanisi was quite loud, and I wouldn't want to record the secrets of Georgian cheese making and spill those secrets on the internet, so you'll just have to take my word that the process is quite interesting and that the end product tasted excellent. Later in the evening, the local kids invited me to look around their town, bought me some simechki, which are sunflower seeds for snacking, and told me about their lives in Georgia. So everybody, I've done cheese and wine tasting. I've had a bottle of wine and met Nona here and her sister and her mother, and we went through the cheese making process, which was very cool. And I asked Nona if I could stay in her guest house, and she said yes, it's just not finished. Need to finish the bathroom. And I said that's okay. And her father is actually on the treadmill in the next room getting his exercise in, so good for him. I've had a fair amount of wine and a fair amount of cheese. This will be awesome for tonight. This is a great place to stay for the first night, I think. It's just lovely and it feels like home.
Hello everyone, how are you? If you come Georgian country, you come for Dmanisi because there is so beautiful.
Perfect.
We have a museum for one European man who lived in 2 million years ago.
Yeah.
There's even museum.
Yeah, perfect. Well
Subscribe.
done.
Subscribe channel.
Well done. So that's the pool. And we've got the running water. And then basketball. Yeah?
Football.
And then football. Here. Yep. Yep. Well, this is really hidden away. Like, you have to walk quite a way to get here. Yeah, no. I won't be jumping in the water. It's way too cold. Yeah, go. Here. Look at that. Yeah. It's so washed out.
You see that bump in the water?
Yeah, there.
That's the bump. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the place.
Okay.
Race for what?
Also in the water.
I've eaten so much food.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can race you. Where to? That, like those posts?
That's the whole. You put it here.
Oh yeah.
And there's a meat on that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skewer. The skewer.
There's a second variant. You can...
So Nona just brought me out a dinner. I was literally just getting ready for bed, and she came out just while I was getting my jacket on. And I had a whole tray of food along with her son Dachi. So we'll have a look. We've got nettle soup, bread, cheeses from today, and then a traditional like Christian, not exactly sure, looks like some sort of cake, and then some tea as well. And I do have a friend watching me eat and begging that I drop something, I'm sure. I have to excuse me, I've had a lot of wine and a lot of beer this afternoon, so I'm a little bit slow at this hour. I'm continuing to eat more cheese, cake. I've finished the nettle soup, which was delicious. Today has just been excellent. Really, really good. Solo driving the UAZ to start off with, camping, meeting the lovely people here. I can't rate it high enough. It's great. Anyway, that will be it for me tonight. We'll get up. We'll leave probably about 9 o'clock tomorrow. for the next place, I'm thinking Gori, I think it is, which was Joseph Stalin's hometown. They've got a museum there. I'm hoping that the museum, you know, is good. I was actually talking to Nona this afternoon, and she said that a lot of people in Georgia are not proud of Joseph Stalin and they try and forget about him, but there are also people that are proud. That just the fact that he was a leader and he came from Georgia is something that the people, I think, admire and appreciate him for. So I'm keen to see what sort of spin the museum puts on Joseph Stalin, if they're proud or if they try and hide or disguise some of the things that he did. But really, I just want to get like a selfie with like a Stalin bust or a statue, to be really honest, and just see what that's like. Yeah. So we'll see how we go. Cheers.